Anger and frustration in Eswatini. Crowds built barricades and burned tyres despite an overnight curfew and what the opposition's calling a tipping point for the nation. Demonstrations like this are rare in the small landlocked country formerly known as Swaziland. But dissent has been simmering for years, much of it focused on King Mswati, Africa's last absolute monarch and one of the few remaining in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Majesty the King of Swaziland.
He was crowned in 1986, aged just 18, and has unfettered political power. He has 15 wives and has been criticised for his lavish spending, while most in Eswatini live in poverty.
We are the youth of Swaziland, and we are so much depressed by the government. Whichever time I say, our government is not being fair. You get me? Our government is not being fair. It's just a one-man's land.
The protesters say they want democracy. Political parties are banned, and even though people are allowed to vote for members of parliament, the opposition says they're not elections, more selections of people signed off by the king.
Us as young people of the land, we don't want the king to be part of the government. And if you want to be part of the government, he must first be a citizen like the rest of us and go to work like every one of us.
Some shops in its two biggest cities have been looted and others set on fire. The military's been out to enforce a curfew, which the government says is to ensure the safety and security of residents. But the opposition says some protesters have been killed and many others wounded. The acting Prime Minister says he's open to hearing the people's complaints, but demonstrating isn't the way to do it.
We are a nation that believes in dialogue. Government has opened an email address where Maswati can continue to direct their concerns and petitions.
For decades, King Mswati's been portrayed as a deeply popular monarch. Now the government's been forced to deny reports he's fled the country. His kingdom appears to be in crisis. Alexi, Al Jazeera.